In this course, we focused on environmental stability and the human impact it can have on the world, mostly for the negative. If you define environmental stability, it emphasizes the ability to live well both now and in the future, while at the same time maintaining resources. In this class, I personally focused on oil pipeline companies and the direct impact that has on Nebraskans regarding the air, water, climate, animals, and so on and so forth. A few other topics I found interesting from my peers were the use of plastic straws, the argument over GMOs and whether or not we should use them, and then just discovering local organizations you can join I didn't know about before. So first, plastic straws. This was super eye-opening to me just because they're a commonality everywhere you go, whether that be restaurants, coffee shops, food trucks, anything really. It's crazy to think how something so small can add up to really have a negative impact on the environment. And it makes you think twice when you go out to eat, as opposed to something it was never I paid any mind to before. Another topic I found interesting from my peers was the argument over GMOs and whether or not we should be using them on our crops locally. In today's society, we live in a world where it's the fad to have everything as natural and pure and organic and just as raw as possible. So I knew that side of the argument would hold true. One thing I never thought about is sometimes GMOs are absolutely necessary, just in the sense to actually grow your crop and have something to sell for a profit, because they do protect against insects so much. So that alone opened my eyes to see past the stigma that comes with GMOs. And then local organizations, there's a lot of things you can join locally I didn't know about existed, whether that be pipeline groups, recycling, water preservation, or planting trees. In my research, one foundation that I found most interesting was the Arbor Day Foundation, because it was founded locally in Nebraska City in 1872. The first Arbor Day, 1 million trees were planted, and to this day it remains one of the world's largest nonprofit conservation organizations, with about 10 million trees planted per year. And the company kind of has three main campaigns that they run: Replanting Forests, Tree City USA, and Community Tree Recovery. So that just kind of reminds you that even here in Nebraska, you can make a difference that will have a good impact on the environment. To conclude, after this course, I've personally become more self-aware of my impact on the environment, whether that be positive or negative. As people, we are 110% responsible for keeping our Earth beautiful and reliable for us and for generations to come after. Because once we run out of our resources, there's no way to get them back, so we must sustain and use them wisely. Thank you.